Warning: the following content contains a lot of spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, feel free to click off this video and watch a different video of mine. You're free to come back here after you completed the anime. Viewers' discretion is advised. Okay, this is the one anime where I have completely mixed thoughts on for reasons I will get into here. No introduction here since I have already given one when I reviewed the first season. So without further ado, let's get right to the plot. We start the anime back in the same area we left off at during season 1 with all the remaining players in the same room. From here, Ego announces that for the U-20 Japan national team match, he will announce the finalists in 3 weeks starting now. First, Ego names the top 6 players and groups them into 3 separate teams. In Group A, we have Rin and Shido. In Group B, we have 2 players named Katasu and Otoya. And in Group C, we have a player named Yuki and Nagi. The rest of the remaining players will have to choose who they want to pair with to test their skill set. I won't get into all the players who choose who, so I will only focus on Isaki due to him being the MC. Isaki decides to play with Rin and Shido, and by the end of that, he is picked to play with them. In Isaki's game, he is paired to play with 2 other players, Nanase and Hiyori. The team Isaki is playing against is Group B, Katasu and Otoya. The 3 chosen players who are playing for that game are 2 players named Kyohei, Kairu, and Chigiri. In this game, Group A won 5-4 against Group B. The first goal was scored by Shido, and then Group B scored 2 more goals from Katasu and Otoya. Rin would equalize the score, but Otoya and Katasu scored 2 more goals, making it 2-4. Shido and Rin would come back and score 2 more goals, equalizing the score, and finally, the game-winning goal was scored by Isaki. Fast forwarding 3 weeks later, Ego announced the Blue Lock 11 lineup. Before I say the lineup, Shido is no longer here since he was chosen to play for the U-20 Japan national team due to him being picked by Rin's brother, Sae. Sae is considered one of the best players in Japan, so Sae picking Shido to play with the team makes the team more dangerous to play against. Anyways, back to the lineup. For the goalkeeper, Gagamaru is playing as the goalie. For defense, Aryu, Nico, Bachida, and Chigiri are playing as the defenders. For midfield, Katasu, Otoya, Yuki, Nagi, and Isaki are playing as the midfielders. For the forward and captain, Rin is playing as the forward. Fast forward again because we're into the big day where the game starts. The stadium is packed with a lot of fans, and the whole country is watching the game, which makes Blue Lock start trending everywhere around the country. There are a lot of things to say about the game, so I won't go through all of that and explain every goal. After Gagamaru saved a shot on goal from number 11 Sendo, Sae picks up the ball and scores the goal, making the game Blue Lock 11-0 and Japan U-20 1. Blue Lock 11 would then equalize after Nagi scores a crazy goal. Many other players tried to score, but Japan U-20 defense stopped all those plays from having opportunities. The audience did celebrate Nagi's goal since the Blue Lock 11 are considered the underdogs, so the audience cheered for him and Blue Lock 11. Moments later before halftime, Rin scores the second goal, making the score 2-1. Halftime then starts, and until then, the game gets even crazier. Second half starts, and Japan U-20 makes a substitution. Shido is subbed in for player number 8, Wakatsuki. Once Shido gets subbed in, he goes completely psycho during the game. When he tried to score at some point during a pass from Sae, Nico fouled Shido, which gave Nico a yellow card and a free kick for Japan U-20. Sae takes the free kick and passes it to Shido. Despite how Chigiri attempts to defend Shido from scoring, Shido ended up scoring the equalizer, tying the game 2-2. After the goal, both Nico and Chigiri feel injured, so Nico and Chigiri get subbed out for Hiyori and Reo, making Hiyori and Reo play for the game now. A few moments later, Shido came back to Blue Lock 11's side and scored a long bicycle kick, inspired by Zlatan Ibrahimovic's goal against England, which made the score 2-3. Due to this goal Shido scored, Ego decides to make another substitution. Ego brings Barrow in, replacing Otoya, and this was a great decision. Why? Barrow ended up equalizing the game by scoring the third goal. Barrow then gets a yellow card for taking his jersey off, which is fair since that is unsportsmanlike behavior. Since the game is 3-3, this becomes a battle to the death. Many players like Barrow, Nagi, Rin, Bajida, and Izaki all try to score their fourth goal to win it all, while the U-20 Japan team also tries their best to win the game as well. After a while, in the last minute, Rin and Sae, aka the brothers, battle to get the ball, in which Rin wins it and passes it to Japan U-20's penalty box, where Izaki scores the game-winning goal. So congrats to Blue Lock 11 for winning against Japan U-20. I'm proud of them. After the game, two things happen. First, Izaki gets interviewed on live television, and he says he promises to help Japan win the U-20 World Cup. And second, when Izaki talks to Rin in the locker room to thank him, Rin is furious at Izaki for scoring the game-winning goal, and that means Izaki is now Rin's rival. In the end, a mysterious blonde man gets a call from Ego, which means the anime ends with the blonde man telling Blue Lock to get on their knees, whatever that means. Okay, this was not that long to explain. I know I skipped a lot of things, but I only talked about what I want to explain, so I apologize, Blue Lock fans. Let's move on to the animation. The animation was absolutely lazy. I was watching something I could also create on PowerPoint. Seeing the PNGs moving on their own without any real movement or effort put into the animation was just painful to watch, and I don't want to see this animation like this in an anime again. Long story short, you can also make this season on either PowerPoint or Google Slides. Let's move on to the opening and ending themes. The opening made me hyped at first, but the rest of the song made me feel disappointed. I first thought it would be a crazy good song, but it later became too soft to sound crazy at the start of the song. This opening is performed by Unison Square Garden once again. The ending was alright, nothing too special, just chill and relaxing to listen to due to the instruments used. This ending is performed by Snowman. Let's move on to the voice acting. The voice acting was about the same as the first season. Every character was acting all aggressive and serious, and it fits for an anime about football. In this example, Blue Lock was playing against the U-20 Japan national team, so that made it even more aggressive. Let's move on to the pacing. The pacing was extremely atrocious. It was to the point that the anime got boring to me and I wasn't feeling it. I don't understand why the second season got so bad with the animation and the pacing. The plot and the voice acting were the only things they got correct and had no problem with. Time for my final review. I won't say anything and just place Blue Lock vs U-20 Japan on It's in Between. I don't care. Behind Angel Beats. I would rather just read the manga than watch this anime due to how it has better animation than the anime itself. Time for my next anime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Sick is next. Okay, I only got this because of someone actually requested for me to review this anime. So yeah, Go Sick is my next anime. Time for my outro. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And please follow my socials in the description down below. And since you know what my next anime is going to be, stay tuned for that. Until then, this is Enjeru, signing off.